few days ago, I
Hey
got the
guys,
chance to visit Universal Orlando for
we're
the first
gonna be
time since
reacting
February,
to
and
the
I was able
most
to ride
fastest
basically
roller
every
coasters
day.
at Universal
I've been visiting
Studios
Universal
Orlando.
Orlando a lot lately and decided that it's about time that I ranked my top 10 favorite rides at both parks. That includes Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. Do keep in mind that this list can get a little controversial as I have some very interesting opinions. Now, with all that said, let's get into it. Coming in at the number 10 spot to start us off, we have Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts at Universal Studios Florida. Now, this coaster is just screwed up. 25-mile-per-hour launch, onboard audio, and numerous 4D effects. Yeah, I know, that's a lot. And yes, I do understand this isn't the most intense coaster in the park, but it's on this list because of one thing: immersion. This ride does heavily rely on screens, but it also has a couple physical sets mixed in here and there. For number 9, we have Transformers The Ride 3D, also at Universal Studios Florida. This is an intense motion simulator with a really fast-paced storyline. This isn't my favorite simulator at Universal though, as you'll see later on the list. But for what
This is my
Transformers aims to
favorite
accomplish,
simulator.
it does pretty well. I will say that the elevator lift and drop are very well done, and the queue is pretty well themed too. Other than that, it's just a pretty solid attraction, but like Gringotts, it's not my top priority when I visit the park. Number 8 is also a ride located at Universal Studios Florida. This is Men in Black Alien Attack. Now, I love a nice shooting dark ride, and Men in Black is the definition of
That's
that.
one of my
It even
favorites
has a
too,
little bit of
guys.
thrill mixed in here and there with some unexpected moments of spinning. However, this ride is a teeny outdated.
Subscribe and leave a like. I'm trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. Let's see if this video can get 100 million likes.
It's still one of my favorite shooting dark rides of all time, regardless of its current
That's a lot.
For the 7th spot on this list, we have Skull Island Reign of Kong.
This one's
located
so
at
good.
Universal
This is my
Islands of
favorite.
Adventure. Now, I'm going to be
I have
honest,
to
when I
say,
first rode Kong
this
a while
and
back, I thought it was
Transformers
just
are my
about right.
favorite.
However, now that I've ridden it many more times over the years, I'm going to appreciate this masterpiece of an attraction. First off, the queue is the scariest queue I've ever walked in, and there are sometimes even live scare actors inside on busy days. Now, for the ride itself, it is the most immersive screen-only based attraction I've ever ridden. The way that the bus moves up and down in comparison to the video playing around you on the screens, it's just integrated very well. The only reason this isn't higher up on my list is because, yet again, I like attractions that rely on physical sets more than screen-based ones. But Kong gets an exception here because it is very well done. Number 6 will actually be Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, also at Islands of Adventure. This ride changed the theme park industry, and there's a good reason as to why that is. Forbidden Journey's ride system is literally a Koopa arm, one used in like construction factories, mounted onto a physical track. Yet again, this attraction does also rely on screens, but the physical sets are much more prominent in this attraction than any other Universal. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is one of my personal favorite dark rides I've ever ridden. Now, here's where the list gets good. Staying inside Islands of Adventure at the number 5 spot, we have the Incredible Hulk Coaster.
That should be number
This
2.
is literally one of my favorite B&Ms that I've ever ridden.
Same.
Hulk packs in 7 inversions, a 40-mile-per-hour drive tire launch, and an awesome onboard soundtrack.
It goes 85 miles per
And I
hour.
know this is going to sound a little weird, but if you catch a ride on this after it rains, this thing hauls. There's even a few moments of airtime in the layout if you're sitting in the right seats. For the 4th spot, we have Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. Now, this ride is amazing, however, it has significantly gotten worse over the years.
This is
Not in
one of
terms
my
smoothness,
favorite too.
In terms of airtime. It actually is a lot smoother than what it was from a couple of years ago,
It
but
goes
in
so
return, you had
fast.
to lose a few moments of ejector throughout the layout. Still, it's one of my favorite roller coasters, and I mean, what's better than going up a vertical lift hill while listening to Kermit the Frog sing Rainbow Connection? The Amazing Adventures of SpiderMan will be taking the bronze trophy here today. I can't believe this ride was built in 1999 and still stands up to this day. I know there is the common debate between whether Spider-Man or Transformers is better. Me personally, I'd take Spider-Man over Transformers any day because for one, the storyline is easy to follow, it revolves around characters we all know and love, there are much more physical sets to Spider-Man than the Transformers, that onboard soundtrack is amazing, and there's even freaking Stan Lee in the ride. I love Spider-Man, and I really hope Universal keeps it for a while, even with all the Disney Marvel stuff going on right now. Taking the 2nd place spot, we have Revenge of the Month. Now, this was my number 1 at both parks for a long time, but I realized that as much as I love this attraction, it's not number 1 worthy. However, this ride is insane. From the storyline, theming, soundtrack, and actual coaster itself, there is nothing much I really change about this ride to make it better. Also, a little known benefit to coaster enthusiasts, if you sit in the far back left seat in the ride vehicle, you will get the weirdest sensation of airtime on any coaster you've ever ridden from the drop off the mid-course. The best I can describe it is basically if you took Iron Rattler's drop, but made it only 15 feet tall. It's literally so steep and turns like 90 degrees to the left. You get laterals and ejector at the same time. It's amazing. Now, for the number one spot, we have the one and only Hagrids Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. I love myself a good intimate launch, but when theming is involved, oh man, it's just unbeatable. I'm not going to go into many spoilers within the ride's layout, but I'll just say that it takes some of Intamin's best elements and combines them into one family-oriented ride experience. And what's weird is Hagrid's halts, which is kind of unheard of from a family coaster. But let's be honest, when Velocicoaster opens next year, that will easily take the top spot for me.
It did.
So there we have it, guys, my top 10 favorite rides at the Universal Orlando Resort in family coaster. But let's be honest, when Velocicoaster opens next year, that will easily take the top spot for me. So
Yeah,
there we
guys.
have it, guys, my top 10 favorite rides at the Universal Orlando Resort in Florida. What did you guys think of the list? I know many of you have differing opinions, and I'll really like to see them in the comments down below, as I love to interact with you guys. Oh, and make sure to subscribe with those post notifications on so you don't
Subscribe
miss
to
out on
us.
any future videos. Thanks
Hey,
for
guys.
watching, and I'll be
Thanks.
sure to see you guys out on the horizon.